I'm Kris Hagan. For those who don't know, I've been a language coach for many years. In my career, I've taught a wide variety of people, from famous singers and radio presenters to doctors, uni students, and yes, even desperate housewives trying to find an English lover. I've finally decided to share my thoughts, tips and tricks with the world. Also check out my YouTube channel if you want to see my ugly mush. So let's kick off this podcast with a great jingle.
Doesn't matter where you are, in the car or at the bar. Here for you comes in your ears, another word for thanks is cheers. Here's the new kid from the block, here for you around the clock, sharing all his English tips. Kris
is an anagram of risk.
Kris.
Hello, and welcome to the 5th episode of the second series. Don't know if you can hear behind me, there is a symphony of dogs. Dogs should be like children, seen but not heard. Now, I want to say hello to Joe with an X. Yes, that's right. Can you guess where she's from? I have to say hello because last week I said hello to her friend Greta and she kind of shouted at me. And so to be nice, hello Joe. You can go and find Joe on TikTok. She's the one who doesn't want to duet with me because she's too shy. I love you, Joe, don't worry. So who is our first guest?
Now it's time for Laura, say to you by your Skype. She's at home in Nashville, couldn't find a flight. Laura likes to listen to the radio, but when it comes to music she prefers it live. Laura, give for 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 Laura, Laura, give for Laura, give for Laura, give for Laura, give for.
Hi Laura, how are you?
I am great, Kris. Thanks for asking. How are things in Milano today?
Very hot, and I finally turned on my irrigation system so I can get some nice flowers.
Things in Tennessee are finally starting to warm up, but that means that my allergies are now bothering me.
No.
I'll take it.
Companies selling antihistamines make a bomb in this period.
Oh, yeah.
So what are you going to talk about today?
Well, since you refer to me as the girl from Nashville, I thought that I would talk today a little bit about Nashville.
Yay!
We're known as Music City. Have you heard that?
I have, but I don't know if our listeners have. I love Nashville.
What do you think about when you hear Nashville? What does it mean to you?
Dolly Parton. No, not only Dolly Parton. The Grand Ole Opry, the Wild Horse Saloon, cowboys, country music.
That's what a lot of people think. But there's so much more to Nashville than just country music.
Really? There's something else?
Sure. The city of Nashville was founded in the late 1700s, which isn't that old for Europe, but it's pretty old for the U.S. Even then, though, there are stories about music. One of our first congressmen in Tennessee was Davy Crockett, and he was a frontiersman, and there are all kinds of legends and stories about him, but part of his legend is that he was a fiddle player. Even early on, music was a part of our story and a part of our history.
Right.
In 1824, a hymnal was published in Nashville.
Right.
It was called Western Harmony, and the publication of that hymnal kind of put Nashville on the map for early music publishing. And as the city continued to develop, Fisk University gave us the Fisk Jubilee Singers in the late 1800s.
Right.
And they were hugely popular around the country and the world, singing traditional Negro spiritual songs. It's beautiful music. They were significant for being not only the first touring African-American act of that kind, but the first act at all to tour internationally.
You educate me on a daily basis.
In fact, they're part of the origin of the name Music City.
Really?
So when they played for Queen Victoria of England, you might have heard of her.
The name rings a bell.
In 1873, she was so impressed by them that she exclaimed that they must come from a city of music. And then in the 1930s, a new style of music became significant in Nashville. This huge rhythm and blues community started to develop in the area of Jefferson Street. And there were a variety of clubs and speakeasies and dance halls in that area. It became just a whole little music neighborhood, which was a harbinger of kind of what Nashville would become and then would always be.
The foundations of the Nashville we know today.
So we got our name Music City kind of officially when a DJ on the Grand Ole Opry, if you've ever heard of that, called David Cobb. He referred to us by the name Music City, and it stuck. In the 1960s, fast forward a few years on Jefferson Street, and it has become an established destination for some truly amazing talent. I mean, Jimi Hendrix.
I know him.
Had a residency there with Billy Cox. Little Richard played shows there. Otis Redding. Eddie James recorded a live album there.
So many stars.
Just an amazing, vibrant music scene for R&B in the 60s.
Who'd have thunk it? I had no idea. Not at all.
Yeah, you don't expect that from Nashville, right?
No.
I didn't know it growing up, but very cool. Now, our most historic venue is the Ryman Auditorium. So when it opened back in 1892, it was the largest auditorium south of the Ohio River.
Wow.
In the first 60 years, the Ryman hosted a diverse array of acts, from the Fisk Jubilee Singers to Sarah Bernhardt to Louis Armstrong, of course, none of whom are country music artists. And in modern times, I have been to probably a couple of hundred shows at the Ryman.
Wow.
From Emmylou Harris to King Crimson to Brian Ferry, In Excess, Mary Chapin Carpenter, Elvis Costello.
The world, basically.
John Hyatt. Any kind of music that you want to hear, you can pretty much find at the Ryman. So I assume you've heard of the Grand Ole Opry?
I sure have. I love it.
So this famous radio show began in 1925.
So long ago. Wow.
And of course, it's been responsible for launching countless musicians and artists. And additionally, it's kind of gets credit for bringing about the bluegrass style of music, or at least making it popular. And the radio show grew so much in popularity that in 1943, it moved into the Ryman Auditorium. So it was broadcast from the Ryman every week for years. And then at that point, that's when the Ryman kind of became associated with country music. But the show continued to grow so much that it had to move again in 1974 into the newly built Opry House. So they built the Opry House specifically for the Grand Ole Opry show.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
And when they built it, they cut like a 6-foot circle of the stage out of the Ryman and put it into the middle of the stage in the Opry House in honor of all the years that the Ryman had housed the show. So now, even today, if you watch the Grand Ole Opry on television from the Opry House, you'll see probably the singers are standing on that 6-foot circle of stage from the Ryman, which is kind of cool.
Gee, I never knew that. Wow, you enlightened me.
Yeah. So, I mean, true to our history, Nashville hosts all kinds of music now. Local bands, regional touring bands, national acts play
Everybody.
tiny dive bars and auditoriums and amphitheaters, parks and arenas and festivals.
So much going on.
And yeah, that's right. That's the beauty of living in Nashville. There's so many places to go before the pandemic, and we can't wait to get back to it.
Soon,
every night you've got several options for live music. So the downtown corridor, which is called Broadway, hosts bar after bar of country music and line dancing for tourists.
Line dancing.
The Bluebird Cafe is internationally known for its songwriters' nights.
So many places.
Skull's Rainbow Room and Rudy's Jazz Room house Nashville's jazz and swing music families. The Station Inn, which kind of looks like a trailer inside, it's awesome, is widely regarded as the modern home for bluegrass. And then every night there are multiple shows, rock shows all over town. You can go to the Exit Inn or the Basement or the Basement East or Cannery Row.
It's more live venues than people.
Yeah. Yeah. So to really understand our moniker, Music City, means you have to look at all of the local music of all genres: gospel, country, bluegrass.
There's so much of it.
Rock, swing, jazz, pop, you name it.
All under one roof, or all in one place. But the biggest question is, can I see a K-pop concert there?
Okay.
Huh?
Well,
No?
maybe we're lacking in K-pop, to be fair.
Well,
But
it's the future. It's the future, I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah, there's still a lot, and I love it. Thanks so much for having me. I love talking about Nashville and telling people about Nashville.
And I love hearing about it. I noticed how you're trying to quickly escape because I brought up the topic of K-pop.
So I will talk to you next week.
You sure will. Thank you very much, Laura, and bye for now. That was me kissing. There is not a bird loose in the room.
Now we know something more about music. Thank you, Laura.
Laura Gifford. Anyway, so if you've never been to Nashville, make sure you put it on your list of places to go after lockdown finishes. If it ever finishes. Who's next?
Introducing Mimi Melendez, mixing cocktails from Miami to New York. People blame her for getting legless just cause she mixed it. She didn't pour it down your throat.
No, she didn't.
Remember to leave her a tip.
Mimi's back. Mimi, hello. How are you? And what are we talking about today?
I'm well, and we're going to be talking about something really interesting and fun. Okay, no, just kidding.
Not interested in fun.
No,
Boring
it's
and
not.
dull.
Actually, it's something that I want everyone to know. Every traveler that's going to the United States on vacation should know how not to be a jerk at the bar.
There's so many American words in just that one sentence. But
what can I say? I can't help
fine.
it.
Okay.
So yes, like I said, I'm just gonna go down a list of 10 things that you should know about being a bar customer in the United States.
I've been a customer then. So,
yes,
okay.
as a customer. So these are my suggestions as someone who's worked.
10 of them we got.
10 of them. Let's see how fast we can do them all.
But well, you speak quickly anyway, like a train.
I'm trying.
You've done 50 seconds. Go.
Oh, God, no. Okay. All right, let's go. So, number one. Okay, so I'm going to get right to the point. This is the most important one. I'm not going to do this whole, like, reverse countdown thing.
Don't poo in the bar.
Is
that number 11?
Yeah, that would be, like, number -1. That would go, like, yeah. But besides don't poo on the bar, the first and most important point I want to drive home is the need to tip at a bar or at a restaurant, okay? If you're a customer at any of these places, you should be leaving a tip.
Don't be tight.
Don't be tight. If you take away nothing else from today's podcast, is PastaCast. That's the next episode.
PastaCast.
It should be that you should be tipping every time you go to a bar or a restaurant. And a proper tip is between 15 and 20% of your check. All right, so number 2, speaking of tips.
So basically, you're shouting at us today.
I am. I totally am.
Go on. Number 2, go on.
As a New Yorker, it's one of the things I do best. So speaking of tips and paying out and all this stuff, the next thing I want to talk about is tax. So people should know that the prices displayed on a menu do not include tax or tip, usually. So like 99% of the time, if you see something with a price, tax is not included, so you have to consider that. You pay more.
Ah, okay.
It's not like in Europe where the prices, what you see is what you pay. It's not like that. You have to factor in tax, and depending on the situation, you
have to be a mathematician basically when you go to a bar.
Or have a phone. Okay, so remember that, and that's not only in bars and restaurants, that's pretty much anywhere. If you go to the supermarket or you're buying clothes, buying souvenirs, the tax is not included, and every state and sometimes every different cities have different tax percentages, so look that up before you pay.
Oh my God, I'm not going to America again.
I tell you. Oh, it's worth it. It's worth it. The tax pays for all the wonderful things you see there. Anyway, so number 3, everyone should know the minimum drinking age is 21. I have had a lot of underage customers come from overseas that think that they are allowed to drink at the age of 20 or 19 or 18, but in fact, they cannot drink.
So just because it's legal in our country doesn't mean it's legal in your country.
That's a good point. That's actually a very good point. So this is one of those things that you should look up before traveling if you are under 21. Also, the only way you can prove your identity to a bar is showing proper ID, and that doesn't include a copy of anything, okay? And it doesn't include your driver's license from your own country. If you are a foreigner in the United States, you can only use a passport with a valid passport to prove your age. Number 4, smoking. This is one of my favorites. Smoking inside or near a restaurant is prohibited in a lot of places. So make sure you are asking ahead of time before you light up. Number 5.
Okay, you got 1 minute left, so we'll have to divide this into 2 again.
Okay, let's see. Maybe I can do them all in
1 minute.
In 1 minute.
Go on
Okay,
then.
number 5, business hours. Don't come in 5 minutes before the business closed and then expect them to serve you after that time. Okay. Number 6, prices are not posted for haggling. So what you see is what you pay. Please don't complain about prices. Nobody likes that. Okay, number 7, complaining. There's a right way and a wrong way. Don't be a jerk. Be nice and ask questions before you assume things. Okay. And number 8, camping. Camping, that's right. You're a camper if you're at a restaurant and you finish your food and you stay there forever waiting to close down the place. It's rude, and nobody wants to stay there later than their shift waiting for you to finish eating. Number 9, ordering. Read the menu and don't get too creative with your requests for things that are not on the menu.
Gluten-free people.
They
just used to die quietly.
Not everyone has gluten-free bread. Number 10, prices depend wildly wherever you are, so just want to let you know that what you pay in New York is not what you pay in Idaho.
Prices depend.
They vary.
Okay.
Well, no, they depend where you are. They depend on where you are.
It's my fault. Perfect. 5 minutes exactly. Very good.
Oof, I'm exhausted.
I have to scare you every time.
I tell you. Just want to talk and talk.
Mimi Melendez, a mixologist.
And talk she does, but that's why she's here. Now, this little thing I'm going to say now is not connected to Mimi. She's not tight. She doesn't scrimp and save. But this week I did a conversation lesson with some of my students around the world. Thanks to COVID, we do lessons online. Yay. And so we've opened up to the world, obviously, which is a good thing. And in this conversation topic, we were talking about a girl who, I found an article, in fact, a girl called Goldilocks. Apparently she's from a rock band. I don't remember the name. Probably called Goldilocks. Talking about the kind of person that she is. I'm sure she named the band after herself. And so this woman basically uses other people's leftover clean, I inserted clean because it doesn't actually say it in the article that I read, clean socks as sanitary towels to save money. What kind of things do you do to try and save money? For example, using a tea bag twice. Why do you do that? Just don't do it. It's just rank. If you don't know what rank means, go on my Twitter and you'll find out. Not Twitter. I don't use Twitter. Do I have Twitter? I don't remember. On TikTok anyway. Rank means disgusting for those people who don't know what it means. So there you go. I've just told you. Basically, what kind of things do you do to try and save a bit of money? For example, one of my friends in Romania, when I lived there a long time ago, I used to go into the house and I used to see that he turned the hob of the oven on. And I thought, maybe he's about to cook. Wrong. It was to save money on the heating. If there's heating in the house, use that because in my opinion, it's probably cheaper. I won't name any names, Arsenium. Send me an email. Don't worry, I won't read it out. I just want to know what kind of weird and strange things people do to try and save a little bit of dosh. Now, who's next? Did you hear the crows? The joy of recording outside in spring.
She's from Australia.
Koala.
Or is it maybe South Africa? She doesn't know either, but one thing's for sure. She makes business English sexy.
Like a kangaroo.
It's Kelly Lawrence.
Just want to point out, I know it's not spring yet, but it seems like it's too hot. So, Kelly's back and she's going to talk about how to describe trends. I was very excited when she told me that. Oh, fashion, finally. No, business. So, hello, Kelly. Welcome back. I'm really happy to see you here talking about business.
I can see that by the fake smile on your face right now.
I never smile. If I smile, it's always fake. No, I'm joking. I smile all the time, but only in person.
Yes, so well. Look,
so go on then, what are you going to teach us today?
Describing trends, as you said, it's not as exciting as describing trends in fashion. It's a bit boring, I have to admit, but it's really important, like all things in business English.
The truth from Kelly about business English.
It is a little bit boring, but let's just listen up to this one, okay? So if you want to describe a situation that is changing, either in the past or currently, for example, now we're talking a lot about trends, we're talking about coronavirus, we're talking about vaccines. So if you need to describe these things in English, there are a few words that I'm going to tell you, which could help you improve your way of describing these things.
To expand the vocab as well.
Exactly.
Always, it's rising.
Exactly.
It's rising.
So instead of just saying it's going up or it's rising or it's increasing, you can use some other words. If you want to be dramatic, you can say it's soaring. For example, you can say,
like a bird.
Like a bird, exactly. For example, the prices are soaring at this moment. Or
on toilet paper they are because of coronavirus.
In fact, so you could use this word soaring. Another one that's synonymous with soaring is rocket. You can say the prices are rocketing. These are two very good ones to be dramatic about a very sharp increase. Okay. Now there are two words that I wanted to go over here, which mean to increase, but it has a connotation that is positive. Okay. The first one is to improve. And the second one is to recover. You don't want to tell me that the cases of coronavirus are improving in your country if you mean that they're going up.
Definitely.
Okay. So
unless you're the person who created coronavirus.
Exactly. In case you
or the
really,
vaccine.
You want to see the world burn. So if you say that something is improving, it means that it's a good thing. Okay. So if it's a bad thing and it's improving, it means it's going down. But if it's a good thing and it's going up, then it's improving. For example, the education of people in developing countries is improving. People are getting more educated. Okay. The other one is to recover. Now, recover means going up, but after it was going badly before.
Yeah, so first it was going badly, now it's getting better.
Exactly.
Like in the hospital, if you're sick and then you feel better.
You recover, exactly.
You can also use it for business.
For business, we use it, for example, for the economy. We say, the economy's recovering, things are getting better, but yes, they're recovering. Okay, so another dramatic word we can use now for talking about going down, we can say, instead of always saying declining or decreasing, we can say that they are falling, they are dropping, diving, plummeting. These are all words you can use to describe a trend that's going down. Now, if we want to talk about very slight movements, so little movements up or down, we can use the word edge. So we can say the prices edged up or they edged down. Okay, so that's another one I wanted to add. And then if we're talking about numbers instead of just a fluid trend, we can use the words halved to mean that, of course, it's halved. Or we could use
50%.
Exactly, 50%. Or we can use double, triple, or you can even use quadruple.
You hate that word. Why?
I hate this word. It
Quadruple is very British.
Quadruple. It sounds horrible. I never use the word quadruple, to
I'm
be
suffering
honest.
from quadruple.
Exactly, it sounds like a
disease.
spell or a disease, exactly. So,
A spell?
a spell from Harry Potter sounds like
quadruple.
to quadruple. Exactly.
Well, let's hope it works, and if it's a spell in the economy.
So if you want to go any higher than quadruple, then you just say fold increase. So for example, a 5-fold increase, 6-fold increase, 10-fold increase. Okay?
So multiples, basically.
Exactly, multiples, that's it.
So give us some examples in sentences just so we can try and understand a bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. So you could say unemployment has been rising, or it has been soaring, it has been increasing, or it's been improving, which doesn't mean it's going up. That means it's going down. Okay.
How confusing English.
Exactly, a bit confusing. Another one we can say is sales have increased, for example, and notice here that the tense changes. Now, the challenge with describing trends is you have to remember that you have to use the right tense. If it's in the past and it's finished, you use the past simple. If it's still relevant, it's still moving, then you have to use the present perfect, okay? For example, they have increased, or if it happened in the past, they increased last year.
Yeah, so the present perfect is connected to now. Connected
Exactly,
to the present.
it's connected to something that's
People
still
find it
relevant.
really difficult, but the present perfect connected to the present. Okay, you're perfect again as always.
Thank you. Thanks, Kris. Bye.
Bye.
Now we love business, English short and so.
That never gets old. All our American listeners out there, or people who know American people, can you explain to me why in American English you need to be very, very specific with your words? For example, eyeglasses. If I say, where are my glasses? Do you think that I mean glasses for drinking Coke? Or do you actually understand that I'm saying, where are my glasses? The ones that I need to see. Because I can't imagine you thinking I'm walking around putting like a pint glass to my eyes. Also, for example, somebody told me about horseback riding. Why is it called horseback riding? Do you really need to know that you need to sit on the back to ride the horse? In British English, we just say horse riding. Is this something that only exists in some parts of America? Or do all American people? Really, I should have asked Laura before, but I forgot. Oh well, never mind. Who's next? Well, there's only one left, so process of elimination. It is, I'm guessing...
Jonathan, talk to us about food around the world. Jonathan, Canadian, their best export after Justin Bieber.
Now, somebody actually said to me, Justin Bieber's not the best Canadian export, but that's probably debatable. Anyway, Jonathan's back, and I've just finished a nice dish of poutine that he was talking about in the last episode. It's delicious. If you've not tried it, go and try it. So what are you talking about today?
Well, I have a question for you, Kris. How many baby animals have you brutally murdered in your life?
Personally,
Yes.
none. I killed a couple of fish, but that was by accident
Okay.
because I didn't feed them.
This is perhaps a controversial topic, as
Okay.
I'm sure you can tell.
I like controversy.
Yes. Well, one of the staple dishes, perhaps I should say, for many, many, many generations and continues today in many communities in the periphery of Canada. We're talking far north, as well in the East Coast area, is the seal. And Canada has become quite infamous for its annual seal hunt. However, it has been sustaining communities out there for generation after generation. And it goes so far as to the very far northwest in the Yukon, as well as down towards Nova Scotia, Newfoundland.
So on the west coast, is this?
So the far northwest, we're talking
Opening Alaska.
Yeah, exactly. And then the southeast coast as well. So really all around the north.
Oh, great.
Yeah, the full circle. So these have been sustaining Inuit communities as well as Anglo and French descendants. So it sustains these fisheries. And one of the main arguments, of course, is that we need to keep the seal population in check because they feast upon the fish population, which is also a big part of the economy. Whereas in other parts of Canada, these seals literally sustain and are used as a primary food source for many. Personally, anything Morrissey is against, I am gung-ho for. So, I don't know if it's still true, but I remember, oh my goodness, this is dating me, probably about 20 years ago now, Morrissey swore
It's impossible. You weren't
celibacy.
born 20 years ago.
He swore himself to celibacy, much to the chagrin of every woman ever.
Not like you.
Not like me. No, my wife.
In fact, you
my
did the
wife-
opposite of
Yes,
everything you said.
exactly,
So
exactly.
you do the opposite of celibacy. Hopefully not the opposite. You're married. We're going back to the poutine again.
So until the seal hunt was ended.
Okay.
So poor Morrissey's not getting any until we abolish this barbaric principle, this process. However, I mean, if we really think about it, many, many things that we enjoy as non-vegans unfortunately involve some level of brutality. All of our histories here in Europe and North America involve a great deal of brutality. We've normalized it, we've integrated it, and we eat it every day. So I feel like this aspect shouldn't really be singled out as particularly cruel. Although the method of gathering the seals doesn't have great optics. But if you've been inside a factory farm, I imagine things aren't great there either.
I mean, you're wearing a pig on your t-shirt now, I've just noticed.
It says candy.
Yeah. But it's a pig.
It is a pig, yes. It's delightful.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah. So controversies everywhere. In fact, our Governess General Michelle Jean, so she was about 15 years ago, she got into a lot of trouble because she was up in Nunavut, the newest territory that's up far north. It was established in 1996, again, dating me. But she was served as part of a formal ceremony, seal meat, and naturally she accepted it. But this gives her consent to these types of practices, which many people don't like. However, unfortunately, it's very difficult to get away from all sorts of these types of violence, be it against animals or our own selves. So unfortunately, it is an inevitability, and I believe that it's delicious.
In fact, I was going to ask, what does it taste like? I'm pescatarian, so I wouldn't know. The motorbike just went past, if anybody heard it.
It's very difficult to describe, but everything tastes a little bit like beef,
chicken.
and everything tastes a little bit like chicken. So it has a unique seal flavor. Many times these meats are also cured, so it's hard to have the true flavor of the meat itself. But hey,
But you eat it like a fillet.
yeah, I mean, they would cut it up into small bits, and you would just eat it with your fingers.
And what could you eat it with? What goes well with
No.
seal?
Probably a handful of snow.
Huh?
No,
Heidi Klum.
bitter green vegetables. To be honest, I've only tasted. I've never had it as part of a full.
You've never been.
No,
okay.
I just want to address this one aspect of Canadian culinary.
And is it expensive?
culture.
Is it like an expense? Is it a luxury?
It's not something you can really go to the regular grocery store because it's so controversial. So it is mostly relegated to the periphery and the local communities that
Okay.
enjoy it. Yeah.
And now we're hungry. Thank you.
So, got any questions about what you've heard today or anything else to do with English, to do with pronunciation, to do with accents? Send me an email to Kris, not an email. Send me an email to chrishaganpodcasts@gmail.com. I reply to every email I get when I see it, as long as it's not something who's trying to hack into my Instagram account. And just to update you, because people I'm sure are really, really interested, I've still not got my old account back. Again, thank you, Facebook and Instagram. So follow my new Instagram, which is the real Kris Hagan, instead of the fake Kris Hagan. The real Kris Hagan. I want to also thank the people who yesterday sent me lots of messages saying happy 40th birthday. First of all, happy, and 40 don't go in the same sentence. And secondly, my aunt sent me the card a couple of weeks early just to make sure it got here on time. It did get here on time. Thanks a lot. And you made me realise 2 weeks earlier that my birthday is going to be in lockdown again. Yay, happy birthday me. So to all the people out there who celebrate their birthdays in lockdown, happy birthday, I am with you. So now, I'll see you next week, and here is the wonderful jingle. Bye.
Doesn't matter where you are, in the car or at the bar. Here for you comes in your ears, another word for thanks is cheers. Here's the new kid from the block, here for you around the clock, sharing all his English tips. Kris
is an anagram of risk.
Kris.